Any volunteer light a candle? One more candle. That's it. Sa, sa, sa.
Before we start our meditation, let us do our regular chanting. Please turn to page number 5 in your chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato
Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The three refuges, Buddha, Sarenam Shanti Dhamma Sarenam Gacchami Sangham Sarenam Gacchami Duttiya Buddham Sarenam Gacchami Duttiya Dhammam Sarenam Gacchami Duttiya Sangham Sarenam Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddham Sarenam Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammam Sarenam Gacchami Tatiyampi Sangham Sarenam Gacchami. Next page, 5 precepts. Vedavani Sik Samadhyani Adi Vedavani Sik Samadhyani Kamlesu Mijam Vedavani Sika Samadhyani Musa Vedavani Sika Samadhyani Sura Mere Hamdanda Vedavani Sika Samadhyani. Opposite page. Affirmative vows based on 5 precepts. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I want to respect my commitments and not lose others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I want to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and mindfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha. Iti visu bhagava are sampam vidya chavin sam suttu Purisam Sati Santa Sisa Homage to the Dhamma.
Swam
Bhagavatam
Sandeti Niku Siku Panaiku Panjantam Veditam Vidyuhiti
Homage to the Sangha.
Sopati Bhakti Sam Ojupati Bhakti Sam Nyati Pati Bhakti Sam Sam Iji Bhakti Bhakti Sam Yadidam Chantam Nipuri Saripani Ardente Puri Saripani Esa Bhakti Sam Avniyo Vagniyo Dankiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Antaram Punyam Kirtan Lokasmati Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu
Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
Patitene Dive Tamidhansi Tilu Dipa Sampurna Pujaya Itam
Offering of incense.
Gante Samba Yunde Dhupina Sugandhi Pujaniyam Puja Bhajan Terman
Offering of flowers.
Eta Sum Santatim Pujaya Nidasya Siripate Sarubhe Pujaya Sumi Labami Kan Pupang Tiap Tidak Kayu Tata Tivina Sebab
Offering of water.
Adiva Setunu Bante Pani Parikam Pitam Anukam Upadaya Patigami Hatu
Offering of drinks.
Adiva se te gila patunchaya kim anukan upata patiga tu unter
Worship of shrines.
Vanda Jetiam Sabata Supati Tang Sabri Datu Bukti Bunte Sakata Sata
Santu,
Santu
Santu,
Santu
Santu.
Santu
Next page. Wish of well-being.
Che Chang Namaste. Punya pisan dan wibulan alat entah tak sensar ubah hadang terakhir.
Reflections on the teaching of the Buddha in English. Mind is the fourth of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like sponsored shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent action towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy punctures in the world like the linchpin in a moving cart, one by one, little by little, moment by moment. Wise people should remove their impurities as a Buddhist removes from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened, and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees resistance, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees resistance, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees the resistance, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Okay, welcome everyone for the meditation session. Let us spend this wholesome time as the one of the best times in our lives by wholeheartedly dedicating our attention, our time, and our energy to grow goodness and grow clarity or mindfulness in our mind. So this is a good opportunity. This is a precious moment for all of us. Most of the time, we spend our day, our time to engage in so many things. But what we are going to do right now is going to transform our mind and help ourselves to grow within our spiritually. And just rejoice this moment. Rejoice your decision to come here. Rejoice your effort to be here. Very easily you could have done something else, but you somehow gave this gift to yourself. So rejoice that. With that rejoice, remind yourself whatever practice that you are going to do now is going to benefit so many other beings. Whatever training, whatever wholesomeness that we are developing right here will benefit so many beings. So just feel like encouraged. This will help so many others too. With that, make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that determination, let us now listen to the sound of the bell and the chant and try to gather our attention to this moment using those sounds. Try to draw your attention to your body and try to feel how your body is feeling right now. Wherever your body is touching, feel that touch sensation, that those points of contact. Wherever you feel your clothes, feel them and try to stay in your body throughout the bell and the chant. Namo Buddhaya. Buddhaya. Namo Buddha. Namo Buddha. Namo Buddha. Namo Buddha. Namo Buddha. Relax. Be with your body. Allow this body to be relaxed. We are all sitting in a very safe and friendly place. So we can completely let go of all the concerns and allow our whole body to be relaxed. If you wish, you can take a very gentle, very slow, long breath, gently and slowly, allowing more air to enter to your lungs gently and releasing that breath very gently, allowing the whole body to further relax. Do it a few times if you have any tightness or any parts of the body. With close attention to those areas. Take a gentle, very slow breath in and allow that air to very slowly to be released and allowing that particular area to open up. and relax. With this relaxed body, let us now bring our attention to our mind. Let us gently watch what are the thoughts, what are the memories that are surfacing in our mind right now. Have an open awareness, watching or waiting for any thought or any memory to surface in the mind. And simply notice them without developing any thought further. We will simply notice the very occurrence of these thoughts. Instead of these random thoughts occurring one after the other, let us now purposely generate a wholesome thought. Just like these thoughts keep occurring, instead of them, we can purposely generate or create a wholesome thought. This is a good time for us to guide our mind to go into one of the most wholesome places. Let us now gradually guide our mind to experience loving kindness. Loving kindness. It is the willingness for everyone to be well. It is goodwill towards all beings. It is the friendliness towards everyone. And it is the genuine wish of well being towards all. We all have this capacity in the deep in our mind. Let us now allow that wholesomeness come to the surface of the mind. Let us open our heart and generate that willingness for everyone to be well. Generate that goodwill towards all beings. Let us open our heart just like when we see a little baby. When we see a little baby with a gentle smile, when a little baby is in front of us, how do we feel? How open is our heart? Or whenever we are petting a puppy or kitten, whenever we are giving a care for such a little creature. How do you feel? Let us open our mind just like that. Readiness to care, willingness for the well being. Just open your mind just like that. Let us keep generating these wholesome thoughts again and again. Let us make this loving kindness stronger and stronger. Let us keep directing this loving kindness to all different kinds of beings, wishing well being to all people and all beings, including ourselves. Let us radiate this loving kindness, first of all to ourselves. Feel your body again. Feel your being here, your presence here. And then make a genuine nice wish to this person sitting here, to yourself. Repeat these wishes in your mind. May this person sitting here, may I be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Keep wishing well being to yourself with compassion, with acceptance, and with forgiveness. Make genuine good wishes to yourself. If you have any concern these days, make a specific wish to yourself. Be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us radiate this loving kindness to our body, appreciating the support we receive from this body, all the organs and all the systems throughout this body have been helping us a lot. Let us take a moment to direct our loving kindness attention to all different parts of the body and wish healing to all organs and systems. May these lungs which are helping us even right now to breathe. Feel your lungs when the air is filling your lungs. Let us make a genuine wish. May these lungs and whole respiratory system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digestive system, all the organs throughout this digestive system, the stomach, the liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, the whole digestive system be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, both kidneys and whole genitourinary system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, the peripheral nervous system, the brain stem, the middle brain, the frontal lobe be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us expand this loving kindness throughout this body. May all the muscles, may all the veins, and all the bones throughout this body, all these large bones and tiny bones, and all these joints throughout the body. Be well, be healthy, be healed. Let us expand this loving kindness beyond ourselves to all others. The same loving kindness, same level of intensity and genuineness. We will expand this wish to all other people. Let us expand this loving kindness to the closest circle of people in our lives. Think about whoever close to you in your life. Let us genuinely expand this loving kindness wish to all of them. May all these beloved people in my life be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond our close circle of people to all other people living everywhere. Let us expand this wish to everyone sitting in this whole surrounding area. Whoever the people living nearby, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond this immediate neighborhood to all faraway places. May all people living in faraway cities, faraway states, and faraway countries. Let us take a moment to wish people living in each direction. May all people living in the direction we are facing, in the front direction, may all people living in that direction, in faraway cities, states, and countries in that direction, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living in the direction of our right, may all of them living in this direction right now, in faraway places. Be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living in the direction of our back, may all of them living in faraway places in this direction right now, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our left, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people living everywhere, in all directions, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand our wish beyond human beings to all other beings, all animals, from large ones to tiny ones. All these animals living everywhere, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all living beings, whatever life forms there may be, subtle or gross, seen or unseen, may all life forms, each and every living organism, without exception, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. peace. Ex- Experience and rejoice this expanded loving kindness. This loving kindness has no boundaries, no limits. It embraces all beings tenfold. Rejoice this limitless love, unbound loving kindness, pervade into every direction. Rejoice. With this, rejoice. Let us now gently move to our breathing meditation. In this peaceful, calm moment, we can feel our breath through our nose. We can deepen our calmness and our peace by simply resting our mind on the breath. Pay your close attention to the sensation you can feel when the air is moving in. Feel the changes in the body along with it, gentle energizing sensation. Feel the out breath, how the air is coming through the inner walls of the nose, and see whether you can feel they are touching the upper lips. Let us be with this experience, this sensation, and rest our mind with this breathing experience. Whenever we have other thoughts or memories, we will acknowledge them, notice them, remind ourselves that they are not real, not happening now, and come back to the breath. Let us do it again and again. Be with your breath. Rest with your breath. Mindfully breathe in. Mindfully breathe out. In these last few minutes, let us give our full effort to be with the breath, to rest with the breath. Kapatache Nidukha Bhayapattache Nibbaya Sukhapattache Nisukha Hontu Sabbipi Panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation Gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity, to feel grateful for this opportunity to meditate for us. Deeply feel grateful to all great teachers, the enlightened masters in the past, who passed this wisdom from generation to generation. Feel grateful to anyone who helped and supported your meditation, whoever arranged and cleaned this space for us to meditate today. Feel grateful. Even feel grateful to these non living things which helped our meditation, including this bell, the chair, the cushion, and this device that help you to connect to meditation from home. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Touch that switch. Okay. Any sharing or questions about the meditation session? Was it smooth? Okay.
It feels like we are like in space, like when you are really like into yourself, like it seems like everything vanished.
That's great. Yeah. So we go to a yeah different plane, right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So one thing happens in meditation is that um, we transcend ourselves from heavy emotions, and then also needing to uh, one needing to like have things. We always like feel like you know we need to like we need some kind of excitement to some indulgence. We always looking for like some kind of thing either through a mouth or nose or eye. You always something to gratify. So in the meditation we kind of transcend that need and develop more kind of inner contentment that is so peaceful. Yeah. So then we become so free and it's a different plane, definitely. Yeah. Okay, let's move to our discussion. So if you have papers with us and turn to page number 3. Thank you for putting the page numbers. And so so these days, in this 3 months period, what you call rain retreat, we study this important Buddhist text called Dhammapada. And this is the collection of poems uttered by the Buddha. So usually, even after giving a long, discussion or sermon or discourse, most usually Buddha summarizes his teachings in a verse form. So not all, but some of those poems were, memorized or recited even at the time of the Buddha, you know, um, as a part of the practice. So and then so the collection of those poems is called the Dhammapada. So we are studying some of the verses of that. So we are today in the page 3, verse number 172 and 173. There's a chapter on the world. So from that, we got this verse. Maybe before we explain the meaning, maybe you can listen to the chant. How that verse sounds in Pali language. So I'm going to chant. Yocha pumbe pamajitva patcha sona pamajati soimang lokang pabhaseti Abha mutanto vachandima Yasansa papang katang kamang kusalena pitiyati Soimang lokang pabhaseti Abha mutanto vachandima. Okay, that is how it sounds in Pali. So, can we read the translation briefly at the bottom? Let's start, okay? He who once was heedless, but later is not heedless anymore, illuminates this world like the moon freed from clouds. He who by good deeds covers, replaces the evil he has done, illuminates this world like the moon freed from clouds. Okay. This is about transformation that one can do in our life, and this is showing us that the possibility of changing, possibility of transformation, and sometimes people maybe heedless. The term heedless here means actually, I mean, what do you get? What comes to your mind when when you say heedless? Unconsidered and making mistakes. Yeah, yeah. So the term hitse pamajitaya mainly actually with no concern, actually inconsiderate, right? With no concern for any any inner growth, and then engage in hurting others, harming others, cheating, and like without any concern for any honesty or any inner growth, but simply only focus on maybe whatever temporary benefits or pleasures that we can get. So to exploit every opportunity and every person, everything, just to gain whatever temporary pleasure that we can get. So for such people, we call the people who are pamajitam is heedless. In the actually in a way, kind of they are like sloth, and they are slow. They are blinded. They're very slow in their progress. So it's possible, people may be like that. But the point here is that actually it is possible that people were heedless, doing all kind of bad things and horrible things, and but maybe due to some particular encounter in their life, maybe with the help of a friend or a teacher, maybe with their own realization, and they start to reflect on their life and become serious about the life, and then start to become, heedful. And the Buddha said here that such a person is actually illuminates this world like a moon freed from the clouds. What do you think about that simile? The moon coming out from the clouds. Any comments on that simile? The people who are doing all kind of bad things are like moon behind the clouds.
Stumbling in the dark.
Yes. Yeah. So those who realize it and then start to be heedful are actually illuminates the world. Maybe then after that they are coming with more experience because they have been in a dark place. And they know exactly how the mind works, how the mind, trick them, do bad things, and they know how mind deceives them. So they come in with some more experience, and they illuminate the world like a moon coming up from the cloud. So with that simile, said that it's possible that the moon somehow will come out from the clouds. Right? It's not going to be there forever. Right? So anyone who is misguided, even even let's say so-called terrorist, even a shooter maybe, they still have the moon inside them, but they just need some guidance, some help, some support for that goodness to come out. They have been in the clouds too long. So so that's the point here, that it is possible that any person has the capacity to transform, capacity to change, and no one is lacking that capacity. We may not be in our best self, but some people may be in their worst self, but that doesn't mean that they don't have that capacity. Everyone is having that capacity. So whenever so the point here is that actually, so anyone can transform, anyone can change, and if that person changes, he illuminates the world like a moon, like a moon. The second verse is also connected to that. And this word, second verse, really point to the teachings of karma. Can anyone give a simple definition of karma?
Goes around, comes around.
What goes around comes around. Yeah. That's a very good, simple definition. But there actually the focus is on the impact of the karma, not the doing the karma, because we talk about what's coming around, right? What goes on coming around. So the focus in that understanding is always the result of the karma. But actually, so it definitely covers a very important part of it. But the karma is that whatever action that we perform willingly, deliberately, and of course, such karma or such actions, deliberate actions, can be either wholesome or unwholesome, based on two things. Our actions can be wholesome, deliberate actions. Indeliberate action, accidental actions does not count as karma. Only the deliberate, willful actions can be wholesome or unwholesome based on two factors. One is the motivation. What is this? What is the motivation factor for that action? Whether it is motivated by greed, anger, or confusion, or whether it is motivated by generosity, loving kindness, and wisdom. So based on those things, that's one factor. The motivation behind action will decide whether it's wholesome or unwholesome. The second factor is that how it's impact others and oneself. One is the beginning of the action, the other one is the end of the action. whether that action creates suffering in others or in oneself, whether that action relieve the burdens of someone, or whether that action enhance peace and happiness in others. So that is the end part. So both aspects will decide whether action is wholesome or unwholesome. And once we perform such an action, all the action is over, that the impact that action, wholesome or unwholesome, is done to our mind kind of retains. That is like it's like a conditionings that you are doing to your mind will remain in the mind. Your action is done, your help is done, your harm is done. It's over, action, but what it does to our mind remains. So and usually we understand it's more like a seed. You plant a seed, and that impact, that trace, that seed that we plant in our mind by performing wholesome and unwholesome actions has the potential to yield results in similar kind, comes around, that part. Yeah. But it's only produced in like seeds. That's the important lesson here, because seeds has the tendency to mature, it has potential to grow, but it is possible that they may not mature. That's the point here. Sometime when we have done some karma, bad or good, it's coming around is not fixed. It's based on so many other conditions, and particularly how we conduct ourselves afterwards. Because whether that seed will mature or not depends on what we do later. See, so it's only a seed, creates a potential. Definitely, it will mature, but it's based on our the behavior that what we are going to do next. If you continue the same behavior, those seeds will mature very soon. If you change the behavior, then that seed will mature slowly. If you completely change, that seed will never mature too. That's what this verse is saying. That he who by good deeds covers or replaces the evil he has done. That means that if we have done some bad karma, for example, that means we have now planted a poison seed. Okay, only a seed yet. And then if someone's recognizing it, and now what you do, kusalena pitiyare, you do more skillful actions, more like opposite counterpart actions. Maybe you happen to have hurt someone, you happen to have harmed someone or injured someone, and you realize that that's a mistake, that's not the best thing to do, but you still have that seed in you. And now you start to like, okay, I don't want to be like that, and I'm willing to change. So you engage in counterpart wholesome action. You skillful action. Maybe you purposely try to help someone, maybe help injured people, and do the counterpart wholesome actions. When you do it, what is happening? The seed that you have planted is weakening. That seed is weakening. That will not produce its full effect. Maybe it will produce some effect, but not the full effect, because we have kind of weakened its power by doing the counterpart wholesome actions. Yes, Nancy.
You said if you do something on purpose, then you create seed.
Mm.
So what if you don't know that you're doing wrong? Are you creating seed unintentionally?
Actually, how the karma produces in our mind is not necessarily our knowing of wrong or right. Right and wrong is a whole different level of evaluation. Whether when you are performing that action, when you do whatever you are doing, whether it is the underlying state of the mind is greed or some kind of desire, wanting some benefits for you, or it is motivated by some kind of resentment or anger, or it is, it is motivated by what we call delusion, like more self-centeredness. That's all that matters. Whether you aware of that action as right or wrong, because right or wrong is more like a, is a conventional level. But good or bad has a universal standard based on your motivation.
Okay, well, that's what I mean. Good and bad.
Yeah. So with, I mean, so whenever we do an action purposely, so it has to be motivated either by wholesome emotions or unwholesome, not wholesome mental state or unwholesome mental states. If it is deliberate action, either it has to be motivated by generosity, loving kindness, or or whether it has to be motivated by some kind of self gain, or some kind of greed, or it can be subtle. So whether I mean, sometimes people know that, okay, you are doing it out of greed. You maybe have justification that I'm right, I have right to do it, but that sense of right does not you eradicate the karma, because as long as it is motivated by this greed, it's just produced that seed. Yeah.
We've gone to never like a Robin Hood, steal from the rich and give to the poor. So you think you're going,
Yeah, that's a
you're
good
doing wrong, but you
question.
think you're
Yeah,
doing right, but
exactly. Yeah, that's a yeah, that's a good example. But here, his larger goal, maybe have a goal, a larger goal to benefit the poor. But what is really in his mind when he's really doing that robbery? That's what really matters. Maybe when we have a larger like a good purpose, that may influence the underlying state of the mind. But when you are really going and then stealing, what is the state of your mind? Are you having a generous mind? Are you having the mind that want to take? So it can be a little complex. So, but you can have a wholesome purpose, but when you engage in the act, your underlying mind can be unwholesome. Then it impacts your mind. But sometimes when you have a good purpose, even though we had to do some difficult thing, maybe that good purpose will influence, at least to reduce the bad quality of the mind. So the what we mean by the motivation is not necessarily the large, like a long-term purpose. It's actually the underlying state of the mind when you're doing it, because this is like basically how our mind is impacted by that act. Sometimes you have you can maybe you can do yeah, sometimes we can justify our wrong behavior, our bad behavior, harmful behavior, using a long-term goal, but that does not um, eradicate the impact that inaction is doing to us.
So, like, if you're killing someone.
Yeah. Yes. What is the underlying state of your mind when you are doing it? It can be very complex. Maybe your underlying state of the mind was fear, like you want to protect yourself, you want to protect others, maybe fear. Okay, but it's still not kindness. Fear. Maybe your underlying mental state was resentment and anger, and like really want to revenge, really want to like retaliate.
About protection.
Yeah, so that can be fear. So it's a confused state of the mind. So if definitely it will make an impact. It's based on it, exactly based on what was your state of the mind, it will make an impact based on that. But if you have a trained mind, like a real trained mind, that you can really navigate your mental life quite a bit through training of the mind. Maybe so you are very clear about you really out of kindness to the crowd and out of kindness to this person himself, you try to use the minimum aggression, minimum thing, and very mindfully, with very alert mind, you may do it, but it requires a lot of training. So it's still you can do it, yeah, but not then, and using the minimum level of violence. But for that, you have to be very clear of your state of the mind. Most of the time in such situation we are confused, our mind is not that clear. But it based on what was going on in our mind. The outwardly, we cannot decide what karma you did. Outwardly, it's difficult to decide. Anyway, yeah,
Fancy.
yeah.
How about if somebody plant the seed, meaning in another person, like bad thoughts, and that person go to the other person, then judge and point out the person.
Seconds. I mean, the other people planting seeds in you, or
Yeah, like other people planting the seed
in
in
you?
you, make you hate
Mm.
what
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
feeling. Like if I have done something wrong, or I've done something wrong, it's like judging, pointing out, but the person doesn't know that the actions have been for the well-being of others,
Others. Yeah.
but this other person point out things that are not
Yeah.
true. It's like somebody planting seeds, and that's very common.
You mean
But they sound like projecting, things onto others that they may not have done. Actually, just this, projection. Oh, like you really caused me a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? Does you mean projection? Yeah.
Is that being accused or pointing
the victim or the person who is accusing?
out? I guess both, I don't know.
I mean, this is not mechanical. I mean, it's all based on what is the state of our mind. Let's say someone is like accusing others, and no one can actually plant seed in us, our mind. It's we plant. I mean, others may we may be influenced by others.
It's just
Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, yes, I can really see that other people can influence us, definitely. Other people's energy, other people's attitude, it influences us definitely, both positively and negatively. But what we mean by the seed here is actually the impact that we are doing to our mind through our own actions. So in that case, no one is able to plant seed in us. Only we allow them to do it, they will do it. But usually in here, when we talk about karma, no one else can create karma for us. This is genuinely, like individual, our own effort. So, but others can encourage us. Others can encourage you to come and meditate. Others can encourage you to make a donation. So others can encourage you to like blame someone. Others can encourage you to like support war. So so others can encourage, but it's we make the decision. We make the decision. If we make the decision, then we are responsible for our karma. So I think so therefore others really cannot produce the seed of the karma. Only we do it, but others can support us. Yeah, but I think your point is that when someone is like wrongly accusing, like you have done this, you have done that, and so it's up to him. If that person is doing it, that's more of a habit. We try to like find someone to blame for, and of course, we can point out others' mistake kindly also. But yeah, I think others can definitely influence us, but when it comes to karma, it is we who do it. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, before the time pass, I want to like share with you the background story. In the commentaries, there's a very important story coming behind these two verses. I think many of you have heard about that story. Have you heard the term name Angulimala? Angulimala, yeah. Can you give a simple translation of the Angulimala?
Oh, Angulimala was actually a murderer at the time of the Buddha, and he went around killing people. And Angulimala,
Serial killer.
Serial killer, yeah. And the name apparently means something like garland of fingers.
Yeah.
So wherever,
Mala Mala means the
finger.
galan, the mala,
Oh.
we use the
Oh,
mala.
yeah.
Yeah, anguli means,
Digit, finger.
yes.
So he would, from his victims, he would take a finger and make like a necklace of it and wear it around. Yeah. So the thing, he threatened the Buddha, and he was going to wait in the forest when the Buddha was walking along a certain path, I think, and then he was going to wait and kill the Buddha.
Is the feeling when he
Yeah, you can see, I mean, what kind of horrible person he is, right? So this is a very dramatic story. We don't have enough time to explain fully, but I will briefly explain. Ati, thank you for sharing. Yeah, so there was this person called, Angulimal is the nickname the people gave to him because he was wearing a garland of fingers and killing people. And he was really, a terror, terror in that whole countryside. He will hide in the forest and he will wait for people to come. He will kill and he will collect their fingers. And why that person want to do that, there's one explanation, and originally he was not such a serial killer actually. He was from he was from a well-to-do family. He was the son of the royal counselor, and he was sent to study to a teacher, and he studied all different kinds of ancient sciences, including economic sciences, political sciences, and also as a warrior, you have to learn all this skill of using different instrument and warrior. So he completed his study. He was a very good student because he's very obedient. That's his quality. He was very obedient student, and he won the teacher's heart, and that creates jealousy in other students. So later, these other students, made a plan and informed the teacher about actually, according to, there are different versions of this story, but according to one version, they create a suspicion in the teacher's mind, saying that this young student having an affair with his wife, which is not true, but they created that doubt, that suspicion in the teacher. So the teacher was, although he's the cleverest student, and the teacher really got really upset about that and really wanted to revenge, So he wanted to punish him, but he thought that if I do a public punishment, it's not good for me, and it's also not difficult to prove the case. It will be like a defame to the family. So the teacher made a plan. Instead of killing him, he gave him an assignment. Usually when you complete your training those days, in order for you to have graduation, like a final teaching, you have to make an offering to the teacher. So it is like that's something you offer at the end, a big offering. So the teacher told this student, and I will only graduate you, I will only give you my final teachings if you gave me a special gift. And that is, you have to prove me that you are skillful enough. The skills, I taught you the archery and all kind of, martial arts I taught you. So give me a garland of 1,000 fingers. That's one explanation why he was killing these people. So there could be somehow. So he was a serial killer. Okay. So according to this story, and so now it's become a real problem because he has killed so many people. Now King got to know about this, and now King summoned a whole team of people to go and catch him. And his mother got to know about him, and mother didn't want him to be caught by the king. And mother started to go to the forest and without knowing where he is, but somehow want to save him. And then this news also came to the Buddha, and Buddha really wanted to intervene. And so according to the story, so before mother reached there, Buddha went to the forest. Before the army came, Buddha went to the forest. And by that time, according to some versions, he has collected 999 fingers. He was just like in one finger. To complete his assignment, he was waiting for someone to appear and finish it. He was already exhausted by then. And then he saw the Buddha. He was so happy because this is a monk, I have been struggling with these young people, it took me a while to cut the finger, cut the finger. But now today it's an easy task. This monk is coming. He was waited. So he let the monk Buddha pass, and he was coming behind. He was running behind the Buddha with his sword. And there's a painting you can see, in our library in the kids' corner. I think so, right? It was there one? No, right? Yeah, no, I said no, we didn't put that. Anyway, so then Buddha did actually, Buddha wanted to teach him. So using his mind's power, psychic power, Buddha appeared to be working slowly, but he actually moving fast. So he was running behind the Buddha, but Buddha is moving faster than him. And he ran and ran and ran and ran. Buddha keep moving fast, and then he was really exhausted and upset. He just fell down and shouted, "Stop, monk!" That's what he said. "Stop, monk!" And Buddha used that opportunity and uttered him, "I have stopped. You are the one who haven't stopped yet." And that confused him because already he is on the floor. But this one was moving. He said, monks are supposed to not to tell lie, but you are saying that you have stopped. I haven't stopped. I have already stopped here. But they said, I have stopped long ago. You haven't stopped yet. And then Buddha, he was willing to understand what the Buddha is saying. So Buddha used that opportunity to talk to him, saying that I have stopped the anger, and burning and running of the mind. Although you have fallen down, look at your mind, how fast it is running now. And Buddha allow him to reflect his own mind and how fast it's running now, how uncomfortable it is for you now, how burning it is for you now. I have stopped that long ago. You haven't stopped it yet. You are burning. You are running. So Buddha helped him to reflect his own mind and how uncomfortable it is for him. So that then of course Buddha started had the conversation and help him to understand what he's doing, and the pain he's creating for others, and also pain he's creating for himself. And ultimately he was ready to follow the Buddha. He was only lacking one finger, but because of the Buddha's teaching, he decided, because he was an obedient student. That's his good quality. It was misused by other teachers. So he was following the Buddha. And then he was, and then he became a monk. Nobody knew. A serial killer in the temple. He became a monk. And now he's practicing with the guidance of the Buddha. And he keeps changing and changing his, and somehow because of his karma actually, and then he will learn the techniques from the Buddha, but he had to go out to collect alms. And when he go out and and whenever people throw a stone, somehow that stone come and hit him. When people throw clubs to the trees, that somehow will come and hit him. And some people recognize that he's the one who hurt us, kill us, and they also throw the stones. And every time he comes back from his arms round, he's bleeding. But the Buddha taught him, endure them. Endure them. You have created more pain and harm to others. Endure them and recognize it. So Buddha trained him to have this deep patience and endurance and loving kindness. Even he hit by a strong stone, his mind will not have resentment. That's a big training. You can't do it very quickly. And so somehow, through guidance, Buddha taught him, and then he later became such a kind and patient person. And then one day, king came to see the Buddha, and Buddha asked, do you know what happened to that bandit, the person who's killing? And the king said that I have sent an army to catch him. And Buddha asked, if you see him as a monk, and if he has somehow turned to become like a monk, what will you forgive him? And Buddha first make him promise. He said, yes, if he has changed, if he has become a kind, compassionate person, I'm ready to forgive him. And king said that, do you see that monk over there, doing the walking meditation? And that is that bandit. And king got terrified, as Buddha has planned something to kill him. They said, no, he has now changed. So later, actually, through the guidance of the Buddha, he changed his mind completely. and then he became an enlightened person in this lifetime. There's more to that story, but we don't have time, because he became really a symbol of loving kindness later. So that story shows that what kind of transformation we can do to a personality. He became an enlightened person, and all his karma was kind of like redone, because they were nullified with his great practice of loving kindness. And so that's the possibility that we all have in us. And I came to know there's a chaplaincy program in UK, like a rehabilitation program, chaplaincy program, prison chaplaincy program called Angulimala Prison Chaplaincy. Taking the example, you can change, you can do this, So that's a good name to have. Yeah.
So it is important when they increase wholesome deeds in our mind.
Exactly. Like increase. Yeah. Cultivate
wholesome deeds.
Mm-hmm. Okay, remind me later. There's more to this story, because that's not the end. Because later, this monk became a symbol of compassion. Even these days, we chant a special chanting he did for pregnant mothers. Become so compassionate, and he became like a maybe patron saint for the pregnant mothers. Something like that. And he would transform that much. Okay, so that's something to remember, and trust in the possibility of transformation. So with that, let us move to the other part of the program, to page 14. It is time to share the merits, goodness we generated right here. Think about whatever, by coming to this practice, doing this practice, we generated so much goodness, so much good karma. And we can share this good karma with others too. Think about all other people, particularly our departed ancestors, family members who cared for us so much, who are no more with us today. Let us think about them and share this merits with them. Especially today, we want to think about your uncle, what's his name? Tom, yeah. We keep Tom in our mind and share these merits with Tom and everyone else. All of our departed relatives, may they share these merits, may they be benefited from these merits, may they be well and happy wherever they may be. Idang me ñatinang hotu sukita huntu ñateyo. Idang me ñatinang hotu sukita huntu ñateyo. Idang me ñatinang hotu sukita huntu ñateyo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. Whoever, if there's any being who would like to share our merits, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ca amhi sambhatang punya sangpadang sabbe devanumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe sattha anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, May I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana, purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have careless done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. Now it is the blessing service. Now we are going to chant the loving kindness sutra given by the Buddha out of compassion for all living beings. We are going to chant the same sutra for you now. May you receive the blessings of the compassion of the Buddha. May you receive the blessings of these wholesome vibrations. May they receive the blessings of this loving kindness we are radiating now. May you all receive these blessings. May all feel these blessings. May all be blessed with good health, peace, and happiness. Today, especially, we also want to extend our blessings to Adrian's mother, who is going through difficult time these days, wishing her ease and comfort and solace in her mind and body. And may the Adrian, her mother, be well and happy and peaceful. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya matta kusalena yantang santang padam abhisamicca sakko ojo cha sojo cha suacho cha samudho anatimani santo sako cha subharo cha ampakincho cha sallahu kabunti Samsindriyo cha nipako cha ampagabbo kulesu ananugindo nacha kundam samachare kinchena vinyo pare upavadeyum sukino vake minoham Sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta ye kecipan bhutat tasavata vrava anvasesadi ghava ye mahantava Majjima rasansakanukatula dittava eva additta ye cha dure vasanti avidure bhutava sang bhavesiva sabbe satta Bhavantu sukhitatta paro parang nikumbeta nati man Kanta chinang kanchi vyaro sena patigha sanyana manya sansadukka michaya mata yata niyang puttang ayusa eka putta manurakke evam pisambha bhutesu Manasambhavaye aparimanang mitang cha sabbalo asmi Manasambhavaye aparimanang buddhang adocha tiriyang cha asangpadang Aviram asapatang petang chang nisino sayang yang tasan sabigada etam satim aditteya brahmetam viharam idamahu titting cha anupagam silva dasanena sampanno कामेषु विनय्यगेदा न हि जातु गम्यया पुनरेति एतेन सञ्च वाज्येन सोन्ति ते तु संवदायते सञ्च वाज्येन संवदासु ते सञ्च वाज्येन होतु ते जायमन् Sabbetiyo vivajantu sabbeko vinasansatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavatu sabbang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhav सदा सोन्ति भवन्तु ते भवन्तु सब मंगला रक्षन्तु सब देवता सब धर्मानुभावेन सदा सोन्ति भवन्तु ते भवन्तु सब मंगला रक्षन्तु सब देवता सब संघा भावेन सदा सन्ति भवन्तु ते Let us spend a moment of reflection. Let us try to recall to our mind whatever kind deed that we were able to do during last few days. Think about yesterday or maybe a few days ago, whenever you got an opportunity to help someone. Let us rejoice. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and glad to share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever help or kindness we receive from others recently. Think about your recent experience of receiving kindness, help from someone else. Or you saw or heard about a kind deed of someone. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu. Sadhu. It was so nice to have you all. Thank you, everyone, for being here. And so this weekend is our meditation retreat. I think registration is almost closed now. So on Friday and Saturday and Sunday, we will be having a whole day meditation retreats here. And the other important one is actually next Saturday, not this Saturday, next Saturday will be our food festival. So it's Asian food, mainly Sri Lankan food fair. So you can plan to come on Saturday from 4 p.m. in the evening after late afternoon, so 4 p.m. And so if you like to help, please let me know. Also, we need some volunteers too. But and I appreciate if you can spread the word and get more people to come. And it's a good opportunity for someone to come and see the center, even for newcomers, and also taste some Sri Lankan food. It's a fundraiser for the center. Yeah. So Nick, can you tell about Sri Lankan food? Yeah, just to encourage them. And Nick traveled to Sri Lanka with me, and he spent time in a monastery with me, and so he's traveled to many places. So you had the opportunity to taste Sri Lankan food there.
Authentic, and it's basically rice and curry, first dishes, and the coconut base as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So you recommend them to come, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you all for joining our YouTube. Appreciate your effort to join from home. Yeah. Thank you. Those who like to, have blessing strings, please come.